Ayo, it's Bentley, and this is where the talk goes down. And you know it only happens at the 410 Lounge.
Ayo, it's Reefa, and I'm always repping my town. This is where I got crowned in the 410 Lounge.
Ayo, it's Kelly, and I'm headed 410 bound. You know how that sounds, I'm repping 410 Lounge.
Ayo, it's Nina, this is where the scoop goes down. So tune in now to the 410 Lounge.
410 Lounge, 410 Lounge, 410 Lounge, 410 Lounge.
Yeah. All right. Ready again?
Yeah. Hey yo, who want that side? Who want that side? Who want that side? Who want that side? And the thing go
Rap-a-pam-pam when we empty out the drum. Rap-a-pam-pam when we empty out the drum.
Hey yo, someone's been out here killing all these rappers. I don't know shit while blood dripping off my talons. Shit, let me wipe it off before somebody notice, so I can get right back to making these quotas. Serial killer and his weapon is the rap. Got the feds looking for fingerprints on the track. Listening close for clues he hides in his raps. Word is he's killing them because they all cap. Say they're getting close, it's in Toronto where he's at. Only way to get him is to devise a real trap. They made all the rappers join protective custody, and I ain't joining shit, so they figured it was me. They got my govy name on the APB. If you see him with the mic, don't approach, just flee. Before this song done, another died on the street. Witness said they heard him and seen a feather by his feet. Hey yo, who want that side? Who want that side? Who want that side? Who want that side? And the thing go
Rap-a-pam-pam when we empty out the drum. Rap-a-pam-pam when we empty out the drum.
No weapon that form against I and I shall prosper. Cause we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. We fear no evil, cause thou art with you. AK-47 on a blood clot desert. Eh? What am I following? Bout them a shot up, bout them a shot up. We go and murder every bumble clot one of them. But protect on the tower mama bumble one.
Hey yo, who want that side? Who want that side? Who want that side? Who want that side? And the thing go
Rap-a-pam-pam when we empty out the drum.
Hey.
Rap-a-pam-pam when we empty out the drum.
When you go so go to so I'm gonna post so
I know your mom.
One. Action.
And we're back. That was Falcon Outlaw from High Heat Records. The Falcon is a killer. Big
He
tune.
can't even do his thing.
Another one directed by Finn.
How does he do the thing? What is it?
Yo, that's his signature.
I know, I can't do it. I
Can't
can't do
try
it.
to forge the
I
man's
can't do
signature,
it.
bro. Idiot.
I was trying to big it up, because it always comes in.
But yo, differently, real things still in the world.
This topic gets me cheese.
I heard.
Gets me
you
cheese.
guys told me about this before, and I didn't really know if it was like a real thing or kind of sounded fucked up. But I heard that black people are starting, whoever live in China, are getting banned.
Yo, it's
A real
real
thing?
shit. It's real shit. Right now you got, because what a lot of people don't understand is that a lot of Africans are in China.
Yeah.
So right now what the Chinese
Can I ask
people,
you a question?
yeah.
So what did they say that like black people were the first people to have COVID out there or
They're
something?
basically trying to make it seem like we're the ones spreading COVID.
But we none yam dog.
They're
doesn't even
reflecting
matter.
this
Like, it's
thing
everything.
on
It's
black
everybody.
people, Chinese
I
people,
know,
Indian
I
people,
know,
Asian
so-
people. They have that racist mentality. They were
Yeah.
slaves too, but they're embedded that way.
No, I hear what you're saying.
But
When
what
it comes to black people, especially Africans,
I think it heightened, and this is where I think the Chinese people started to attack black people more. If you really pay attention, when it heightened,
The Trump shit.
nah, it heightened when they introduced the vaccine being tested in Africa first.
Oh, okay.
That's when all of a sudden they made an announcement: the vaccine is going to be tested in Africa.
but it's not anymore. But
No, this is what I'm saying. So when they made that announcement worldwide, we have a vaccine, we're gonna test it on Africans. Then within a matter of days, now it's Chinese people casting out black people.
technically, China's always been racist towards Africans.
But they make the most money off of us.
They make the most money off
These
of
niggas
everybody.
built the
Were
highway
they, were
in
they, yeah, were
Jamaica.
they just in Africa?
And they
I
were
mean,
in
in Africa,
Jamaica. They were-
China, wasn't they in Africa building up like enough of their shit?
Yo,
in
listen,
They're
they
everywhere.
burned down
They're
one
building
of
up
the
a lot.
facilities in
Yeah.
Africa.
Yeah. I know they're building.
Yeah.
They built the highway that we drove on in Kingston, the
So did
express,
I.
the express
Yeah,
toll route.
so did I.
Honestly, Chinese
They built
Did
that
you
people,
shit.
drive on the mountain
Yeah.
from across? Yeah,
Yeah,
so
to
did I.
Kingston.
And they built that.
Yeah.
And you have to pay tolls like you're in
Oh.
New York or some
Yeah,
shit.
real
That's what
shit.
it
Yeah.
reminded me of when
Yeah.
I was out there in Jamaica.
Because I know they've been going around everywhere building, but I never knew
They built
why.
up
I thought when
Dubai.
you were
Yeah.
saying that, I figured it was because okay, so maybe you have a lot of Americans immigrating over there, and then after what Trump had said, where he said it was a Chinese disease, then you're saying, okay, every American, and it's a lot of maybe black people over there. But because I still don't hear when I heard that, I was waiting for somebody to say that maybe the first person that
Well,
was
how
with
do you-
COVID was a black
no,
person.
the
or
first
some
person
shit.
with COVID was
Asian,
an
wasn't
Asian
it?
person,
Yeah, so
Chinese.
that's why I'm like,
how
what
do
the
you,
fuck?
Well, how do you go lock a person in their home,
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
not let
yeah.
them come out? How do you
Restrict them from
that's
necessity.
straight,
But you're-
but
but you're-
that's straight
Torture.
No, but you're
racism.
also no, it's not even
They're
that.
locking people out their house, evicting people out their
all of that
homes.
bullshit, but that's
McDonald's had to make a statement
What
because they're not serving black people in the McDonald's down there.
You got black people in China right
So
now done
this is
paid
what's
up.
currently
They
happening.
don't paid
No,
up
but what I'm
6
trying to
months
say,
rent
okay,
and they
so
sleeping
Canada,
on the
So
road.
in Canada right now, if you are a bully, that's a crime.
Yeah.
If you discriminate, that's a crime.
You gotta,
if
they
you're
don't-
racism,
you gotta understand.
that's a crime.
You have to understand.
You
Over
know what
there,
I'm saying?
over there has the least amount of civil rights.
And
Not
it's
bad.
a communist
Yeah,
country.
you know what I mean?
I
So,
know.
I
know. They're
Yeah, that's
communist.
no, but that's
They
what I'm
make their
saying.
own
Like,
laws.
so you don't.
They're not democratic.
So you don't
like
get.
us,
So you don't
that they
get
vote
like.
a
You
party.
know what I mean? If
So
you,
that
there's
makes
not
more
much you
sense.
can say
So they're
if it
showing,
happens
they're
out
showing
there.
they're
They flex their muscle. They
non-democratic,
flex their muscle. Like
That
that's
is
what
true,
they
'cause
do.
even
Yeah,
with
they're
the whole
communists. They can
COVID-19
tell you to have
The
one kid and it can only
that's
be a
what you
boy.
do.
And
because
that's a
they're
law in
communists.
China.
But I think
Right?
as a world, as black people in general, I don't care if you're quarter black or 1% black.
It should bother you
If
still.
it should bother you, and you should stand against China and what they're doing
Support
right now.
black businesses.
Okay, now watch this.
Period.
Now watch this. Now
Support
watch this.
black
I'm
businesses.
so with
That's
you.
all you gotta
But yo,
do.
nigga, they make so much shit over there. Like they make.
They do make a lot of
everything.
things, but
Like,
yo,
you-
at
'cause
the
you
end of
gotta-
the
you gotta
day,
start
what
talking
stops
about
us
boycotting
from
them.
making what they make?
That's true.
Nothing. The world has everybody
Wanna know
believing
why?
that
Wanna
the
know
main
why?
trade comes from China. We
Wanna-
don't have to have it come from China.
The cost of living out there is a communist country, so that's
Exactly.
why everything, the fabrics and all of that
Exactly.
bullshit
It's
is
cheaper than anywhere in the world.
It
You know
is
what I'm
cheap.
saying? So then
Yo.
Labor out there is cheap.
where's
I'll
the
pay a
Jordans?
little bit more if my ancestors don't have to suffer through this shit
That's
again.
really what it comes
I
down
will
to.
pay a little bit more because right now what this is doing is making the world racist against black people again. When the whole COVID thing happened, black people were the first people to stand up for the Chinese. We were the first motherfuckers to say, yo, leave them Chinese people alone.
'Cause no black
And now
people
they
have
looking out
Chinese
against us,
people
yo,
living,
fuck them.
you know.
Exactly. Chinese heritage,
Fuck
you do
them.
business with Chinese people,
For
whatever.
my bedroom, them look one, two of them are Asian too, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, and we're in a multicultural country though too, right? Canada, right? So at the end of the day, when you have a place like that that's not very multicultural and everybody's coming in, being bred by, like, you know, their moms being bred
Yo,
by
it's
a black
unfortunate.
person, integrating the races and shit, right?
Exactly.
So a lot of them are not used.
I look at
to
it
this
like,
new
yo,
world,
this is
you
putting
know?
us a step backwards.
No, it is.
Us as colored people, this is putting us a step backward.
But that's
And I don't
China.
give a fuck if China want to believe they colored or not. They are not the dominant race, which everybody feels is Caucasian, but we all know is bullshit. They are colored as well.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you gotta look at it like that. It's like what she was saying before. It's a communist country, right? And we're in Canada and in America. That wouldn't happen there, and it wouldn't happen in a place like say.
But it did happen in America.
No, well, I hear
different.
I hear what he's saying. So like it's not like I think black people are the most imitated people.
If it happened like what is happening right now in China, guaranteed. Every motherfucking nigga is rioting.
But we gotta take a stance at some point.
No, but she's talking a global stance too.
We gotta make a global stance.
Black businesses don't run.
Shout out Better Dumb Productions. Make sure y'all in the studio time we black owned.
Support little black businesses because
we should have been doing that for years.
Pulling your money into China, this is why they feel they have leverage and they can deal with people like that.
But see, that support your small
African
black
Americans
business.
or Africans like that.
Black
because they know black people don't support each other. That's why they use it against us. White people have been doing this since slavery.
But they're trying to take out small businesses right now.
That's what's happening right now.
So
yeah.
how could you support a black-owned business when small businesses?
Because not all black-owned businesses are small.
No, not all. But you don't really hear about these businesses.
Yo, because that's
you
what
don't really hear.
That's what history teaches us.
You gotta do your due diligence. You gotta research, just like you would research.
You know what?
You want to know what? Try to find someone who's black that'll do that.
You want to know what? It's kind of weird in this kind of sense. So, black people have been accepted. I feel
I don't really care
into
about
the mainstream. My
family's interracial.
I don't care about color.
I feel like
I'm half black. So
in regards to you talking about businesses again, black people I feel have done so well that they've been like there's no black section like you would have a Chinese section, right? So I guess it's in that terms it's hard to find out and know.
Eglinton.
You're just looking, but
even
you're looking,
in the supermarket, you got the international aisles,
but you're looking at,
which are Caribbean.
But you wouldn't know if that metro is owned by a black person or a white person, as opposed to if you went to a metro in a Chinese district where it has the Chinese writing and then it has the English metro right there, as the Bank of Montreal, and it has Bank of Montreal in Chinese, right?
I'm just saying globally.
I feel like we've come so we're so entwined into mainstream that. In that sense, where he's talking about how do you find a black-owned business, and like I was saying, you don't know some of these black-owned businesses are big.
But some of these black-owned businesses too have that.
You're talking about small
or that Chinese person that's the forefront. That's the forefront of the business. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Because that black guy knows that his business might not be taken seriously in this white predominantly owned business.
It's all a mind state.
No,
I just think globally, if we take a stance. You know, listen, we're four people, but if we take a stance, we have the power of influence to influence someone else to take a stance, and then we're one step closer to it. You know what I mean? This is what they're doing to, you know, the black race is horrible. It's unethical. It is not something. And if I know a lot of black people, okay. We all know a lot of black people. What's the one thing we know about black people?
I was just like, we know tons.
The point I'm trying to raise when I say we all know a lot of black people is that black people love everybody. Yeah. It doesn't matter your race, your color, your creed. Black people, we accept everybody.
For me, it's
you know
always,
what I mean.
I know that I always try to include people because I know when you start excluding people, black people are going to be on that list of exclusion.
We were already excluded,
exactly,
and we were the main inventors in history.
Yeah. But it's kind of
the fucking phones that we use right now was invented by a black person. There's no reason why we can't take a stance. If we conform to what's going on right now, we're part of the problem. If you put your foot down and you stop supporting the Chinese influence or own businesses, they will, even though we're in Canada,
you have to boycott.
And that's what I'm doing.
You're talking about
Reefa, that's what I'm doing.
Support black businesses.
This has nothing to do with the claims of Tom Kelly. I hear what she's saying, but disclaimer.
I take a stance.
I'm gonna be biased right now against that whole shit. not everybody's bad and not everybody should be ridiculed.
But she's not talking. She's not talking
I'm not
about.
talking about everybody.
So what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter what color the business owner is in a long fucking story. In a short form, it doesn't matter.
What she's talking about is, if you want to make a change in China, you have
take
to
a stand.
You have to take a stance. The only way to take a stance.
Black-owned business,
no,
right?
but that's what
I'm going to what she said, right?
But you're saying something about the other thing.
Fuck that other thing. If black people were fucked from no matter what it is that we trying to do.
The key is we need to recycle our money in our community.
Yes, we
That's
do.
it.
Yo, listen,
period.
I have a daughter.
It's not about businesses. It's about circling the money, making
But
sure
you're
good.
I have a daughter.
I just want to clarify something right now.
Are we talking about?
But are we talking about what the issue is that she was talking about in China, where she's saying this is how she feels to fix it, or are we just talking about economics right now?
No,
I'm talking about how to fix it.
Exactly.
So
then we're not talking about black-owned businesses.
We have to finish this
I'm just talking
conversation
about
after the break, because we're gonna get into
Shael.
Featuring
Premium.
Mexico.
I want to go, but I can't go. Yeah. Fuck you, COVID.
We on lockdown.
Yo, Mexico, in the Texaco. She wanna fuck, vámonos. We on the road, we saw the touch, no stereos. Don't like the rush, I'm on the go, you wanna go. We vámonos, go coast to coast in Mexico, in the Texaco. She wanna fuck, vámonos. We on the road, we start the touch, no stereo. Don't like the rush, I'm on the go, you wanna go. We vámonos, go coast to coast in Mexico.
Up on a private jet, okay. La Mexico, we go away. Came from the dock right out the cave. These niggas wish they could, they can't. I'll get it by myself, I won't sign a deal, dog. You say you got it, but won't buy your mama crib, dog. I'm in the fast lane, gotta go, I gotta get it, dog. I ain't gon' say too much, but I'ma let my stick talk. 100 bands in the vault. I the one by the fault. Let the stick through the walk. Let the stick through the talk.
She wanna fuck, vámonos. We on the road, we start to touch, no stereos. Don't like the rush, I'm on the go, you wanna go. We vámonos, go coast to coast in Mexico, in the Texaco. She wanna fuck, vámonos. We on the road, we start to touch, no stereo. Don't like the rush, I'm on the go, you wanna go. We vámonos, go coast to coast in Mexico.
We're back. That was Shael featuring Premium with that banger Mexico. It's a nice little vibe right there. But yo, real talk, man. I don't know why this guy's name keeps popping up and why
He's a hot topic right now.
I'm fascinated by him in a sense, I guess, because it's like I know this guy's a bad motherfucker, like so bad where I just want to thump him up because the things that he's trying to do right now. He's the what?
It's the bite of the apple.
Fuck an apple. No
Adam and Eve.
No one shot. Yeah.
The bite of
the
apple
But Bill Gates, this man patented this thing called the 060606 chip. Cryptocurrency, supposed to know who you are, where you're at.
Yeah, it's your
documentation.
It's your whole documentation.
Is that why they also want to have the 5G too? Because 5G is supposed to keep you connected.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's supposed to intertwine.
But why is this? So a lot of people right now might hear this and they be like, "Yeah, man, the mark of the beast, of the devil, the inner revelations, and all of them things there." Right? So okay, we know this right now. I know this. You know this. Would you get this chip?
No. No.
You have that's your only means right now because right now.
They're trying to push it as your only means.
COVID-19
is
a part of the agenda.
But there's also
some places are not taking money. No more. They want.
No,
They want.
Yeah,
They want you
it's
to
turning
trust.
into credit. It's turning into
I
that.
paid my money today.
No,
No,
but
but
like
not everybody- not
Shoppers
everybody's
Drug
taking
Mart,
money.
they said they're not taking money anymore.
Majority
You
of
have
places
to
are not
have
taking
debit,
money.
which now it was like to me when I heard that it was like watching a movie and they go, "How many credits do you have?"
Yo, but the banks and the government in any country is not gonna allow that because printing of money brings into the economy.
Well, it's not that it brings
They're not
into the
gonna-
economy.
they're
That's
not gonna
owned by
stop it.
somebody.
Yeah.
We don't know who that
Federal
person
Reserve.
is.
It's
I don't
owned
even.
by the Federal Reserve.
I don't think
printing of money.
because that's the government, and I don't think the government. How do you print money and then owe somebody for printing that money? See, I remember talking to somebody, and they were this is the whole joke that they said to me. They go, listen, if you were to pay every single bill that you had, and you had $10 in your pocket, is that $10 yours? And I said, yeah. He goes, no, it's not, because that $10 is interest. See, the way that it is somebody prints money to the bank. Like the government requests money from somebody. They print that money and give it to the bank plus interest.
Well, don't you think
then
a
the
person
bank
like
gives
Bill
that to the
Gates-
people plus interest.
Well, don't you think
so you pay for the money?
Bill Gates-
So there is somebody who actually
What
prints
about Bill
it
Gates?
No, but
that you gotta pay.
Well, Bill Gates had thought of all of that, and that's why he called it in cryptocurrency.
And there is already in cryptocurrency.
There's
But
already,
that-
you have
So I feel like
Bitcoin is a leading.
Can I weigh in? I feel
cryptocurrency.
like the people that will get this chip are the people that already dibble and dabble in implants. You know, you got those underskin implants and shit like that. I feel like those are the people that will be first in line for that shit. People like all of us would be reluctant to dibble and dabble in that shit because at the end of the day, yo, I'm gonna be real.
I think
they would have to kill me first.
No,
I'm
well,
not doing
you
that.
know what?
They're
This
not doing that to none of my children.
No. This is the whole joke.
I'm
And
against it too.
This is the
No,
whole
we're
joke.
not
I
against
feel
it.
that everybody will always be against that because that takes away.
Not everybody. Like
Yeah.
I said, there's people who already
No.
implant shit in their lives.
And this is the thing. I
Not
get
everybody.
And there's gonna be people that are gonna do it.
And I fully get what you're talking about, where you say there's people that implant things. But this is what I talk about. This is what I mean about.
Nigga,
that.
if I could get ass shots, I could get a chip in
But
my
this is
fucking
what I'm talking.
arm.
No, there's a difference between.
There isn't.
No, yes, there is because
It's a foreign body.
No, because what
coming
one,
into my
no,
body.
see, listen. What one is talking about is this: you are injecting something that you control, and then there's something else that you inject that somebody else controls. So this is what they wanted to do. They wanted to make a chip which it controls your banking, it has all your personal information, everything. So therefore, they could drop borders. They didn't want to really have borders.
I don't
and
think
wait, no, and wait, and at that point, and that's what I'm saying. So if you get an ass implant, that's on you. Whatever happens after that is on you. But now, if you get a chip where the government is following you and can, at one point or another, this is what's going to happen. This is what the banks I know wanted. They wanted one day for you to be able to walk to the store and you say, I want to buy a bag of chips.
And scan your wrist.
And then after when you scan your shit because you have $100 in your account, it still says insufficient funds. And then after you're like, what the fuck? I have $100. No, you have this and X, Y, and XY bills. Your $100 is gone. You still need to go out there and work because now they control how your finances go out.
Yeah.
I'm not into it.
So that's what I'm
not
saying,
into
and
it.
that's what I'm saying. I go whenever I look at what they want to go, I always look at people. Always want their freedom. Regardless of what bad things can happen, you still want your freedom.
But putting a chip in my arm isn't giving me freedom.
But that's what I'm saying, exactly.
Remember,
so I always feel that people are going to roll on that.
Smith movie, when he's enemy of the state, when he has to he's being
yeah. So when he's the lawyer.
Yeah, he
can't look up at the satellites and shit.
And then they were pretty much showing us that we're being tracked no matter what it is that we do.
I mean, globally we're being tracked no matter what we do.
No, but they want
if we run our bank card, if we run our passport, we're being tracked either way.
But
so
now,
why do I want to chip in my
No, because this is the whole joke. So now watch this.
When you fuck up, when you go on the run, hold up. When you go on the run, if you ever fuck up when you go on the run, no, I lock off everything.
Yeah, they have access
you have
to do
no
that.
Everything.
money. I could find you now more faster.
Wherever you go, I got some lock on you.
Go,
wherever you go, and that's my. So at the airport, I remember they wanted to do something where people had to put their fingerprints to have the job now.
They still do it.
No. I remember when they wanted to implant that. Enough people in the thing. A lot of people who worked there years said, "Fuck this, I'm not doing it," because they don't want anything on a federal level to show their fingerprint. I've never been in a crime. Why should you have my fingerprint data?
Yo, I think honestly, technology is killing people. The more that we move with technology, the more enhancements we have. Technology is killing people.
No, and you see,
do that shit on Mars. Don't do that shit.
No. Watch. And that's the thing about Bill Gates. It's because Bill Gates is the main. So one thing that I've noticed in the world is technology has taken a fight over religion because it's about truth. It's about truth.
If y'all wondering why we laughing, it's the blood.
It's about no, that's his blood because
we're having blood wars right now.
No, that's his
blood. This is his blood.
So that's my blood.
That dibby blood. That's your blood.
Oh, I thought he didn't want my blood.
The dibby are yours. He just wanted it to smoke it just to make fun of something. Just like we making fun of this chip shit, because I don't know. I'm only gonna speak for myself. That shit cannot happen to me. It cannot happen to my children.
No, but the whole thing is they're trying to make that shit more.
It's already there.
Yes.
And it's GPS.
Yes.
It's tracking.
That's what.
So all your information, cool, but they can find you.
Yeah.
So when people are trying to kidnap and abduct, and on the run or murderers or rape, they know where to find you.
Yeah. No, for me it's all about.
That's what it comes down to.
No, for me it's all about more your civil rights. I always feel so.
There's no more civil rights right now.
No.
They showed us right now with this whole COVID-19.
No, listen.
No. I let you talk.
Go.
Let me say my shit quick. COVID-19 is the way of they're masking every type of shit right now.
The beginning of their agenda.
So this chip right now, you have to get this COVID-19 vaccination, and it's gonna be a chip. Right, it's called ID 2020.
They're gonna have to ask people
back to when you were talking about.
But you can decline.
That's exactly. You see what I'm saying? That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going.
The next disease in 2030
that's where I'm going.
Yes.
That's what he says. No, and that's what he's saying.
Well, hold up. Let me say what I was saying now. So back to what you were talking about, the whole club now shit. Clubs are open now. But now everybody who has this vaccination chip is going to be, that's like what I was told. Oh, you're allowed to come in. Hey, no, you're not allowed to go.
Come in, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Well, when that happens, I'm throwing the wickedest house parties.
Because that's
whoever not a chip come true.
No, because that's the whole joke is what he's looking at it is there. So whenever you look at these utopian type movies where it's supposed to be a perfect world where everybody has a chip, if you don't have it, you live like a rat. You live like a rat. You live like there's nothing you can do. And what I always say is just like how he's saying that, we both see the same thing down the tunnel. It's me saying I feel that people will
They're gonna restrict you.
I feel that the average, because like I said, there's 1% of the people that really want this. The other 99%, it doesn't benefit you. No, but even then, it still doesn't benefit you.
Yo, we're gonna get into this next shit, right?
Northside, where's he from? What's the song called? Northside.
No, his name.
It's Northside Benji.
Northside Benji.
My bad.
Yo, he from Brampton. Y'all check out Northside Benji.
Big tunes.
Confessions.
Maybe Bill Gates can confess. Bill Gates, them tune there for you, big man. Don't trip me.
He's a horseman. He's not he's a horseman now. He's a person who helps ushers in.
Somebody for shut
people.
See, I ain't in the music for the benefits, cause I could break a whole rock or bend a brick. Nigga, I'm just trying to use it just to better shit, to get myself a better bitch. This is what my confession is. See, I ain't in the music for the benefits, cause I could break a whole rock or bend a brick. Nigga, I'm just trying to use it just to better shit, get myself a better bitch. This is what my confession is. Get myself a better whip, my bitch in the fetishes. She do it for cheddar shit. Now I don't see a lot of you scallies wasn't built like that. I promise you bark and I will bite back, you dig? Cause I rap professional music. That's the reason why you niggas hear this shit and feel a nigga speaking fluent. Cause a little nigga really do it. See a little nigga been through it. See I ain't bluffing for the music. Plug told me never talk about it now, so I'ma talk about before. A nigga counting all this money, 100 for the feds, kick the door. But they ain't find nothing, cause my little brother bout to wave over shore. I could've got at least 4. If they kick the door, a day more. But the nigga wasn't even stressing. Hit a couple ounces strictly for stretching. Wait, yeah, that's real talk, nigga, why would I lie? Yeah, am I still spot, then I'm ready to die. Yeah. Keep the steel caught cause I'm ready to fly. And if I'm on stage and the steel drop, then I'm getting the 5. That's on the slime. Looking for me, I ain't easy to find. We leave them leaking in the creek all the time. So please don't think that you be one of a kind. Get one in your mind, you're dead, nigga. Yo, I know some demons smoking on some dead niggas. Wait, hold on, I got these voices all up in my head, niggas. I ain't in the music for the benefits. Nah, cause I could break a hole or I could bend a brick. Yeah, nigga, I'm just tryna use it just to better shit or get myself a better bitch. This is on my confessionals. Yeah, see, I ain't in the music for the benefits. Nah, cause I could break a hole or I could bend a brick. Yeah, nigga, I'm just tryna use it just to better shit or get myself a better bitch. This is on my confessionals. Yeah.
And that was No Sad Benji, Confessions.
So with domestic violence on the rise because of COVID-19, how do we feel about the statistics that are out there right now? They're saying there's a huge increase.
You know, that's kind of crazy. So I guess too, because more time people are home now, and their mental issues are being more, I guess, aggravated.
Dealing with people that they
You know what? You're finding out what your relationship was.
Really
you know what? What a lot of people don't do is put a lot of time into that next person.
So that means you gotta put your hands on your significant other?
No, you shouldn't. You really
means.
shouldn't. You really shouldn't. You should honestly. I live by the rule of this. I'm a pacifist, and so if I have to put my hands on you, then we shouldn't be around each other. As soon as I feel that way, we can't be around each other.
But that's not what's happening. Statistically, gun violence,
went down,
you know, robberies, those type of things have all decreased, and things like domestic violence.
So watch this.
Pedophilia.
Watch this.
All of that has increased due to COVID.
Watch this. So what you're telling me is a lot of real people, because the pervert shit, I don't know nobody who's about that shit. That's some different bullshit. But all those people who were pre-in something like, I was gonna go rob this nigga and I've been pre-ing him for a minute, but now I can't go outside, or I was gonna go do X,
it's
Y,
not
Z,
that I can't go outside, it's that house that I was gonna rob. Now them niggas is home every day.
Exactly. So I can't do this shit, and now I'm pre-ing what I have at home, which I wasn't really
pre-ing before. That's what it is we have more time on our hands
now.
So
now you're finding.
So now you have more relationships sitting at home together, whether it's male and female or whatever.
To me, that's soft, because we've always been having more increases on divorces, which is people finding out your significant other. Now these are people that are stuck with their significant other and just beating the shit out of them. Like, they just don't realize, like, why the fuck. And maybe the other person still they think that they could work it out or whatever. Me personally, I don't understand how you could deal with somebody after they have fear about you in a relationship, because I wouldn't want my girl to fear me.
Like, but that's your personal standpoint.
Yeah, I know.
The point of the fact is that domestic violence is on a rise.
But a lot of people too, though, at the end of the day, they get their life taken away from them. They're at home now. They're at home with kids. I'm not trying to justify what it is that they're doing. I'm just trying to understand
why they're
doing it, but this is why they're doing it, because now they're at home with their kids. They're seeing what the girl's going through. Yeah. They you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, some old school Europeans, they want their girl to cook for them. Mm-hmm. They want this, they want that, whatever. Now they're at home. Now this girl's not cooking for them on time like how she used to. Because now before he was at home working, so she only had to have dinner ready by the time that he comes home.
No,
You
sure,
know what
now
I'm
he
saying?
want breakfast,
Yeah, he wants
lunch,
breakfast,
dinner,
lunch, dinner, go
every
get my
single
beer.
food.
You know what I'm saying? He's angry. You know what I mean? So he's just
They
gonna...
both have
So I guess because
she's stressed out too though, right? So she's feeding into now, like, I was so used to you not being here, so now she's saying something maybe out of text in his eyes.
And you know it's
You
funny
know
that
what
you
I'm
say
saying?
that. Some of the
Yeah.
best
It
some of the
gets
best
him
relationships
upset.
that I've personally
He's
had.
not making
Yeah,
money
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
he's not making money.
And the
He's
relationship
frustrated.
is rocky, and
Yeah,
that's what's really
yeah,
happening.
that
For most
too.
people,
Financially is a big
financially,
thing.
it's a
Yeah.
hit on everyone's relationship.
I think with domestic violence being on the rise, my personal standpoint, and this being professional Reefa speaking, the reason it's on a rise is, one, domestic violence was always there.
Yeah.
So if there's a rise of it, it means it was already existent in the home. What it means more now that it's on a rise is that it's now so persistent. Where it might have been in the home before, it was not every day. It might have been every other day. It might have been every day, but maybe one time a day. Now, because now we have to be with that abusive person in the home on a 24-hour basis, means that I have to be in the same space as my abuser.
Can I ask you a
But
question?
I was already in that same
Can I
space.
ask you a
Yeah,
question?
of course you can.
Doesn't it always escalate regardless? Like okay, so I hear what you're saying. It's escalating. Maybe it's happening more because they're at home. But I've always, because one thing
It
I've
does
always
escalate.
think
It
that
does.
it's like it just
It
keeps
does escalate.
going.
So it starts
It's
with little
happening
small
more,
things.
It's happening more now too because he's home more, whereas before he's only working 5
But
days a
it
week.
could be on the flip side. It could be because she's home more. You understand what I'm saying? Because when we talk about domestic abuse, I know that the stigmata behind it is always thinking about females. But the reality is that males are abused too. And that's a sensitive topic for males to admit that they're abused.
Yeah.
But it does happen.
It does.
You know what I mean? But it does start small in terms of, okay, that significant other has to go to a 9 to 5 at one point in time, right? So I'm not seeing that person as much. Whether that means when that person comes home, I'm gonna get a bus ass, that means, I had an 8-hour break at least. You understand what I'm saying? Now I don't have that 8-hour break. So now it's on a rise. So now it's like, there's more 911 calls, whereas there were limited 911 calls.
See, the way I took in the stat is that, like I was saying, people are just like it was in situations where it didn't maybe happen, because I find where a lot of good relationships, at least in my life, were that I had my life, you had your own life, and then after.
So you kind of feel like it wasn't happening,
we could
really?
Because I don't, like, even though, like, it doesn't really affect, like, I have a whole different life. Like you were saying, there's 8 hours or whatever out of every single day where I'm not around you, right?
Yeah.
So I may not see some of the dirt that you do.
But if
You know what I mean?
in that 8 hours, let's say in that 8 hours that you're away, right? Because what we fail to understand is that domestic abuse, it starts from a psychological point of view.
True.
The abuser needs to maintain power and control.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Anybody that's
all
in an
control.
abusive situation, the abuser maintains power and control, and the victim is feeling less than or
Than the
inadequate
person, yeah.
to. So even though that person is away for 8 or 9 hours for the day, you better believe that victim is living in fear of when that person comes home from that 8 to 9 hour day. What have I done that could piss off my abuser, is what's actively in the mind of the victim. Now you have a situation where the victim doesn't even have that space to think of how can I avoid what I'm going to do to piss this person off, because now with COVID-19, that person is always in the home. So did I say something out of line?
And you know what? I could see that too, because I could see a lot of times where maybe somebody's in a relationship, and with this COVID thing not going on, like if it wasn't going on, when you have an argument with somebody, you have the opportunity to
walk
leave
away
and do something else, and then de-escalate, and then come back to the situation where now you're stuck with somebody, and that's all you're thinking about, and maybe
which is why I believe they kept the LCBOs open. They kept your alcohol outlets open, Because what a lot of people don't understand is that alcoholism is a form of abuse.
I figured
and
those guys, don't they die if
persons-
they don't have some alcohol?
Well, if you're
sometimes?
that
Bad.
far into alcoholism,
Yeah.
it
A
can
lot of
kill you
people
if you
your
do
body
not
goes into
have
shock
it,
or
right?
some shit like that.
It
right?
is probably one of the only addictive substances that has the ability to kill you during withdrawal.
Yeah.
If you're a different kind of addict, it will make you sick for sure if you go through withdrawal, but alcoholism has the ability to kill you. But where I say alcoholism and domestic violence tie into place is that the abuser sometimes might turn to alcohol and say, let me take a shot or whatever, it'll calm me down. You know what I
But then
mean?
it could turn worse though.
Yeah,
it could be
or
worse.
they become
I
worse.
think
Because
honestly-
some people who are drunk
Because honestly-
can't handle their liquor, and now they're putting their
But,
hands
okay,
on you
so-
more.
Because
They're more of
honestly, I
an
told you-
emotional person.
This is happening. We see this. The government sees this. How do you stop this?
You can't.
You can't.
You
You
get
can't.
what I'm saying? You can't stop this.
You
get
can't
what I'm
stop
You have to
what's
physically take yourself out
in
of
somebody's
There's-
innate ability.
there's-
No, so
That to me.
what a lot of these females, like when we're talking about, like one of our talks before, we're talking about uplifting women and strong women and this and that, right? And a woman only gets the respect that she treats herself. A lot of these women are in situations where they're scared, they don't want to leave, but they're still how would you say, their self-esteem is low.
So
Yeah.
this
You get
is
what I'm
this
saying?
is what
They're stuck with
Yeah,
a
they're
kid
stuck with the
or
kid. They
children
make
or-
excuses, and no matter
Excuses,
whatever,
yeah.
I don't think
whatever they
I'll be
tell,
honest
gotta
with you,
tell
I don't think
themselves.
it's excuse. In some senses, like when you, it's only because I hear you said about having a kid.
Because that's
I feel
majority of the time
no,
there's
and
kids
this
involved,
is the
right?
thing and reason why I said about excuses. So, if you look at when you look at a situation like that, right? So you have a couple that have a kid, but usually in most of in the past times, I would say no, because nowadays you have a lot of fathers that are taking responsibility
Yeah.
and taking and having their kids, but in the past it would be the woman who did, right? So let's say out of high school this couple had a kid, the guy would still be able to somewhat live a dream that he wanted to do, where the girl had the responsibility of having the kid there and having those bills
So
over her head, where she had to, let's say she wanted to be a writer, but
I hear you.
she had
the
to
dreams
take
are
her-
lost in the
her-
person.
the dr-
So
the
so
thing.
this was my fear when we started talking about domestic abuse. My fear was exactly what we're talking about. You guys know me. This is a personal situation. You guys know me. A lot of people perceive me to be a strong woman, and it's not that I'm not a strong woman, but have I lived with domestic abuse? Yes, I have. And the reasons that you guys are all throwing out are not the reasons that I lived with that the domestic abuse. So I understand it from the victim side of it, and I understand it from the professional side of it, and shit, I even understand it from the abuser side of it. Because if you ask the persons or whomever I was involved in a domestic abuse relationship with, they probably would sit here and tell you that I abused them. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's power and neglect and control all in one. An abuser always feels the need to make the victim feel like it is their fault.
That's what
You
you're
understand what I'm
supposed to
saying?
do.
So as a victim, I personally felt it was my fault as to what was happening to me. And I had children. You understand? You guys know I'm a mother. So and my children are old. So I had children when I was going through that situation. And it wasn't that I wasn't strong. And it wasn't that I was thinking just about my children. I was thinking about the entire course of action and reaction that would take place if I removed myself from that. I was thinking about, am I in harm? Are my children in
So you didn't
harm?
feel that you were
Or
in harm.
is my abuser in harm?
So
I
you
was
didn't
thinking
feel-
about everybody.
So then you never felt that you were really in harm then?
I always felt that I was in harm, but I always felt the need to think about
Everything,
everyone
every
who
situation
could or possibly be affected. Even the people that were directly living in my home, but also the people that were living outside of my home.
You don't think they
I
were
thought about
affected?
how they would have been affected.
But you didn't think about how they were being affected while
Like
you
for
were
me, like I knew
in
somebody that was in
situation?
an abusive relationship too, and for me, I knew the person for a long time, and I couldn't sit back and let that person watch because I knew that that girl wasn't gonna leave that relationship.
So
You know
oftentimes
I'm
what I'll tell you is
saying?
if like you were me, right? And a lot of females and a lot of males are like me. Even their closest day ones don't know that they're being abused. Because
But now it's
they
bad.
feel the need to still protect
but now
their
but now
abuser.
it's bad now when it's a public record. You see what I'm saying?
But
Whereas we're in that situation where
What do you mean by it's a public
Yeah, I was gonna
When I
say
mean
that.
by
What do you
public,
mean by
what about
public
public record?
Yeah.
But now you made it public.
Oh,
That
you're taking the abuse
abuser-
into the
the
role type thing.
abuser now
Uh-huh.
doesn't he took it from now not only the home, now your
But
friend
on
knows,
road, yeah.
everybody knows it,
Yeah.
your mom knows it,
Yeah.
your grandma knows it, your kid knows it. You get what I'm trying to say? So like for me now it's like now when kids are involved, you know what situation I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying? So that was a close situation for me too. You get what I'm saying? So I know a person, seeing the person, she was so caught up in this situation, he's gonna get better.
That's
Making
right. That's
excuse.
See, but that's
What
what
if
I. That's what I
if I
can see.
leave my
Yeah.
kid, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? It's so blind that because it's a fucking smoke over their fucking face.
So
You
I'm
get what
gonna
saying?
be real. You do have
That's
you do have that where it's now put into the forefront. But what I will tell you about abusers and anybody that physically abuses somebody is the abuse has to be so belligerent that they don't care about what happens in the public eye. But a lot of abusers
Are
care
behind
about
behind
what
closed
happens
doors.
in the public
Which I
eye.
guess is
So
why
when
they
we
still
now
think that they
go
care- you care
around,
about them.
when we go around family members,
don't do
the
that.
victim is showing more love because that victim knows if they don't show
Show that
more
kind of
love,
love, they'll
when
get
they
fucked
get
up.
home, it's gonna be another story. So the outside looking in never sees it.
See-
I lived with abuse for a long, many a years, and my outside never knew it. Did you know it? Did you know it? Did you know it? Nah. Because I knew how to protect what was mine. You
You see,
understand what I'm
and then
saying?
you know what? Because what you talk about, I get, because I always tell people when I look at abuse, I look at it like almost like it's like racism, where it's like women. So you have shirts that we call wife beaters,
Right?
right? And that's from like black and white days. When I hear mothers talk to their daughters, it's kind of a different conversation that I hear that they have with their sons, where it's like, make sure you can take care of yourself and that homeboy can take care of you too, but make sure you don't depend on him, where it's like boys are not really told to depend on women. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I think this is a topic that we could talk about endlessly. Like, we could talk about this forever. But I think that this young lady who is also in the rap game, she's a Toronto artist. She go by the name of Baby Grimes.
Okay.
And, you know, she kind of put it in light in her own perspectives.
She had like an Eve track.
Kind of, you know, kind of. She had
That's a good
you know,
reference.
she has a song called "Wasting Time," I think it's called.
Yeah.
And wasting my time, and it does shed light to domestic abuse. So for anyone who's being abused or feels like they are living with abuse,
Call this number 1-866-863-0511.
we'll post it to the bottom of our podcast, because this is definitely a serious issue, and yo, if you need help,
You're worth it.
yeah, man, just
You're
know
worth
that
it.
your self-worth is worth more than anything else. Check out this new video by Baby Grime, Waste My Time, sorry.
I can't believe this. What you made me do was nothing but true to you. Gave me everything except your heart and a wedding ring. Told me that you love me, but this pain ain't never changed. You have bitches in my face, and I'm the one to blame. You put bruises on my eyes, and all you told was lies. You kept me locked up in your closet, fuck that up in your pocket. I hope that you will stop. I don't wanna call the cops, feel like I fell downstairs. Is this a nightmare? Why would you do me like this, nigga? You ain't never cared. You got 4 cell phones, and I can't call your phone. I can't even leave the house, but you always on the road. That day you came home drunk, smelling like piss. Pants falling off, I had to clean up shit. Can't tell me I ain't your rider or your down bitch. Promise that you got me, we gon' hustle till we rich. Under secret society, all I want is love. But when I showed you mine, you swept it under the rug. I've been with you on a grind, you should tell me that you mine. I'ma stick you with the 9.
Why you waste
Pussy
my
nigga
time?
had me crying, it's no dream, now you dying. Broke my heart, I ain't lying.
Waste my time.
Ride or die from the jump, kept the work up in my trunk. I'ma out you like a blunt.
Waste my time.
Pussy nigga had me crying, it's no dream, now you dying. Broke my heart, I ain't lying.
Nigga, don't waste my
I was
time.
blind, made love take over my mind. It was jacuzzis and trips and these candlelight dining. How could you do what you did? I gave my heart to you. Took me quite a while to know your heart ain't true. You're just a stupid motherfucker, ain't fit to be my lover. Hit me again, swear to God I'll make you suffer. I should've left but I stayed, I ain't into your games. Cause I'm the wrong one that you tryna play. You bust me in my lip, and I'm the one you kiss. You treat me like a bitch, I can't believe you this. You got me shaking in my bones, this don't feel like home. I need to smoke a blunt before I fucking crack his dome. I'm heading to the basement, this nigga thinks I'm basic. 45 caliber, gon' fry him like a crayfish. I bought it from the man that the last time he slipped. I ain't taking no more, I ain't gon' make him die quick. I've been with you on a
What are you doing? I'm sleeping. What's that? What are you doing here? Why are you wasting my time? I need to sleep. I gotta go to work tomorrow. My face, man. What the fuck is wrong with you, you dumb bitch?
look at you. You piece of shit! This is the last time you'll ever hit me.
Ah!
Fuck you. No, fuck you. I've been with you on a grind. You should tell me that you mine. I'ma stick you with the 9.
Why you waste
Pussy
my
nigga
time?
had me crying. It's no dream, now you dying. Broke my heart, I ain't lying.
Waste my time.
Ride or die from the jump, kept the work up in my trunk. I'ma out you like a blunt.
Waste my time.
Pussy nigga had me crying. It's no dream, now you dying. Broke my heart, I ain't lying.
Nigga, don't waste my time. Waste. Waste. Waste.
Action.
And that was Baby Grimes, Wasting My Time.
Don't waste my time.
Again, if you're a victim of domestic violence, please contact this number 1-866-863-0511.
Or www.woman.gov.on.ca.
And if you gotta put your hands on a woman, you ain't a true man.
You
dog.
Nah.
also saying real fucking talk. One box you up right there, no, still. But anyways, cause we're going into the scrap gang moment, and I'm feeling kind of scrappy and shit.
Shout out Scrap
You know
Gang.
what I'm saying?
Gang.
Gang.
And they're gonna hit us with this next one called Thankful. But make sure you tune into 410 Lounge next week, Sunday. You got this shit covered.
And we're thankful for all y'all.
Thank you.
Every one of y'all, if you have a
Much love to
topic
everybody.
or a suggestion or something you
video.
haven't heard or you want to be a part of our podcast, hit us up, 410 Lounge. I'm at Reefa _410 Lounge. He's at Tom Kelly _410 Lounge.
I'm
have
at
to say
Nina
mine too.
410 Lounge.
At
Say mine
Bentley, that's BNTLEY _410 Lounge.
Do I have a
And
number
we
yet?
out.
What about Nina?
She
She already said hers.
Thankful.
D-Mac on the fucking track.
Man, don't make the trick, so you know we back to turn on.
I pray to the sky, I do never die. I get on my knees and I'm thankful. Try to shoot at me twice, I will never lie. They wanted me gone, but I can't go. I put on my life, I will always grind. I need me a $1 million bankroll. Suckin' niggas get blind whenever I shine. I fill up my pockets all day long. I pray to the sky, I do never die. I get on my knees and I'm thankful. Try to shoot at me twice, I will never lie. They wanted me gone, but I can't go. I put on my life, I will always grind. I need me a $1 million bankroll. Suckin' niggas get blind whenever I shine. I fill up my pockets all day long. Show me the sucker that's ready for war. Diamonds they on me, they don't got a flaw. Fucking the baddest, I stay with a bra. She take off her panties and don't got a pause. Nigga, we scheme, don't care about the law. She calling me sir, I feel like a boss. The money I got is making a freaky. You niggas broke, it's turning her off. Tell me the reason why one of my brothers is missing his birthdays. And why I just grind every day, but I feel I'ma die in the worst way. With the pistol is on me, keeping me safe. I don't wanna die, I'm removing the face. I'm used to the hate, I usually pray. Whenever they try, I'ma shoot it in K. Moving away, I'm moving away. Two to the brain for using my name. Stupid, I came from moving and came. You a goofy, you lame, you ain't doing the same. Shooters on deck, I swear that we train. Baddie, she twerking, I'm making it rain. She calling my phone, I'm making it rain. You thought I was with her, it ain't what you think. I pray to the sky, I do never die. I get on my knees and I'm thankful. Try to shoot at me twice, I will never lie. They wanted me gone, but I can't go. I put on my life, I will always grind. I need me a $1 million bankroll. Suckin' niggas get blind whenever I shine. I fill up my pockets all day long. I pray to the sky, I do never die. I get on my knees and I'm thankful. Try to shoot at me twice, I will never lie. They wanted me gone, but I can't go. I put on my life, I will always grind. I need me a $1 million bankroll. Suckin' niggas get blind whenever I shine. I fill up my pockets all day long. Man, I got problems, I got things that I've been going through. Niggas catching bodies on the run, put them on the news. Nah, they don't want my team to win, and we don't wanna lose. No cap, it's all the truth. Red beam ain't for the roof. My niggas stay strapped with all these guns so that you bulletproof. Pull up, we quick to shoot. Try top, hang out the cool. I stay on my grind like 24. Got a paper to pile and money rolls. All my niggas gon' ride to keep it close. Put my life on the line to get this dope. I've been trapping the rain, I'm in the snow. Gotta stay with that thing that's in my code. Put that shit on the game, my niggas cold. Told them fuck what you saying, it's still a go. I'm ready to ride on niggas if they tell me they ain't gon' ride for me. I never switch side, my pistol stay loaded, I'm keeping that Glock with me. I pray to the sky, I do never die. I get on my knees and I'm thankful. Try to shoot at me twice, I will never lie. They wanted me gone, but I can't go. I put on my life, I will always grind. I need me a $1 million bankroll. Suckin' niggas get blind whenever I shine. I fill up my pockets all day long. I pray to the sky, I do never die. I get on my knees and I'm thankful. Try to shoot at me twice, I will never lie. They wanted me gone, but I can't go. I put on my life, I will always grind. I need me a $1 million bankroll. Suckin' niggas get blind whenever I shine. I fill up my pockets all day long.